Hi guys, Grizz here with another video battle report. Today I'm going to be playing Rex. Say hi, Rex. We're going to be playing 1850, getting ready for the Mall in the Mall tournament this weekend. We'll go over the list real quick. I'm running my Space Wolves. I've got R-Jack, 7 Grey Hunters, Mark of the Wolf and Wolf Standard, Melta Gun in a drop pod. I have 2 squads of 9 Grey Hunters with Mark of the Wolf and Wolf Standard, Melta Gun with Wolf Guards with Combi Melta Power Fists. I've got 2 5-man squads with Melta Guns in Razorbacks. And then I have 3 Long Fang squads with 2 las cannons, 3 missiles, and I have one of the squads has a Razorback. And then attached to them will be the Rune Priest with Living Lightning, Jaws of the World Wolf, and a Chooser of the Slain. Okay, Rex, if you want to, go ahead and give us a rundown.
Alright. I've got a Terminator unit, 5-man, with 2 Librarians, both the Terminator armor with Storm Shields. Both of them have Vortex of Doom. One has Null Zone, the other has Gate of Infinity. I have 3 tactical squads, 10-man. The 2 of those have plasma cannons. One of them has a multi-melta. Sergeants have combi meltas and melta guns for the special weapon in each of those. I have a Land Raider Crusader. I have 2 Predators, Lotto cannons, and heavy bolt responsons. 2 Dreadnoughts with twin linked auto cannons on each arm, and 3 Rhinos for the mounts of the tactical squads.
All right, fair enough, and we'll get back with you at the end of deployment. All right, guys, here's the board set up. We're playing one of the Mall in the Mall missions. The deployment is Dawn of War with no night fighting, and it's 5 objective where everything scores. So the way we've set up, I've taken this side. We have 5 objectives, 1 there, 1 in the middle, 1 over there, and 1 there. I'm rolling everything on turn 1, and Rex, I think you're doing the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Actually, I'm not.
Okay.
I will be deploying a tactical squad or 2 combat squad.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, and one of the secondary missions in this is we have one unit of mine that I have to keep alive and 1 unit of mine that my opponent has to try to kill. So mine, I'm going to post all this mission up so y'all can read it and understand a little better. But the unit I want to keep alive is going to be this Long Fang squad, and the unit that I'm going to try to keep him from killing, if that makes any sense, is this unit here. And with Rex, his that he wants to keep alive is going to be that 5-man tac squad, and the one that I've got to try to kill is going to be his Terminators. So we'll see you at the bottom of turn 1. Alright, my turn 1 pretty much just ran everything on the board. Ran them up, moved my Rhino and my Razorback up and popped smoke, moved them on, moved them up, popped smoke, moved that 6. They were inside the Razorback. They got out and got into cover. I drop podded R-Jack and all his drinking buddies over here. They ended up popping that Rhino. The guys are not pinned. And shot Living Lightning from there over there and did a whole bunch of nothing. So let's go on to the bottom of 1. Alright, Space Marine turn 1. Basically everything moved on. Pop smoke on the Rhinos. He moved the Land Raider up, got the Terminators out, and got into assault up here. All of this pretty much shot at my used to be 6 Long Fangs over here. And I whittled them down, and then that plasma cannon pretty much took care of what used to be most of that squad. So they fell back, but they'll rally at the end next turn. On our combat, the Terminators and the 2 Librarians charged in. The Grey Hunters did pretty good. They took out 2, and then R-Jack threw 5 wounds at them, and they loved it and stayed around. I lost, but we ended up, I passed my leadership test, so we're good to go. On to top of turn 2. Alright. Top of turn 2. Let's see, I shot the Long Fangs. Were able to knock the arm off and immobilize one of the Dreadnoughts. This squad was able to kill 2 attack Marines over there. These 2 Razorbacks ended up blowing up, let's see, one Razorback blew up a Rhino over there, and then I had split fire with this squad, and they had blowed up the Rhino over there. And then these two guys shot at the Land Raider, did nothing. I moved both my Rhinos up. Up here, the main thing, R-Jack and the two guys that are left ended up killing a Terminator and taking no wounds back, so they won combat. The Terminators chose to fail, and I moved just not enough to get into freaking cover. So they're going to get blown all to hell on bottom of turn 2. Alright, bottom of turn 2, Rex, is that one? Yeah. Basically, all the plasma cannons and everything else ended up shooting at R-Jack, and the three guys standing there was able to take out R-Jack and the guy and the melta gun. Then all the auto cannons over here, plus the Land Raider, were able to knock out all these long fangs. Other than that, I had a vehicle that was immobilized, and they had to fall back due to still being within 6 inches of R-Jack after their assault. So on to the top of turn 3. Alright, top of turn 3. Didn't really move a whole lot. Just kind of shuffled around. Furthest I moved was that Rhino up there. I was able to, during the shooting phase, take this Long Fang squad, and I killed one of the Terminators, which they were already retreating, so then they had to auto-retreat and fell off the board. And then my one lone Wolfen, I decided to throw him into those TAC Marines, because why not? And he ended up doing 1 wound, taking none in return, so now they're tied in combat. So now we're on to Rex's turn 3. Alright, on the bottom of turn 3, let's see, Rex pretty much just moved his Land Raider up. Kind of shuffled everything around a little bit. Let's see, the Wolfen ended up couldn't recreate his former glory and just kind of aided in assault. He was able to pop this Rhino wide open. The guys got out. He was also able to blow up my Razorback. And then I rolled 3 1s for the explosion inside and dropped 3 Grey Hunters. Other than that, Rex, am I missing anything? That's pretty much it. So we'll see you at the top of turn 4. Alright, we're at the top of 4. We got those Grey Hunters out and into assault. The Grey Hunters over here moved around the building to get into assault. My 2 lone guys sitting here with the melta gun was able to blow up the Land Raider. As far as the assault, I was able to wipe out that 5-man squad. And then I wiped out 2 guys. 1 guy hung tough, and now they're hanging out in assault for another turn. So now we're on to the bottom of 4. Alright, bottom of turn 4, pretty much Rex pumped everything into that was 10 Grey Hunters, which is now not 10 Grey Hunters. And killed my 1 guy here. He then charged him with the autocannon Dread, and we both kind of slapped at each other, did not a whole lot. And then over here I was able to kill the 1 guy, and they consolidated. And that's on to top of turn 5. Alright, top of turn 5. Ignore the guys standing there. I loaded them up in the Rhino. I was able to take these 2 Long Fangs and pop the autocannon Predator. These guys couldn't really see anything at all, and I took the 1 lone fella and ran him up into cover over there. And these guys had a slap fest, and I was able to actually get 1 crack grenade in and shook it. And that was about all of our turn 5. Alright, during the bottom of 5, the little melta gun guy that was standing on the objective took it from the very first shots at him. He ran his TAC squad up to take that objective, and then he ran the squad that was hiding behind the building up to take that objective, and then they had a slap fest again, and now we're going to see if it goes on to turn 6. Rex, you want to roll it? It does. So we'll see it at the end of top of 6. Alright, at the top of 6, I unloaded my guys and moved my transports up. We ended up shooting the transports and the entire Long Fang squad at the 2 guys that were standing on the objective, and was able to kill both of those. And then over here in assault, another slap fest, you know, stuff that happens when TAC Marines or Grey Hunters or anything go into assault with a Dreadnought with no close combat weapon. So now we are on to the bottom of 6. Alright, at the bottom of 6, he moved his Predator up to take that objective. He tried to run that squad, and they ended up rolling, what was it, a 1?
Yeah.
It was a 1 for their run move, so they're hanging out in the middle of the open. And finally we were able to throw a fist into that dreadnought. It blew up, killing the wolf guard, and we consolidated into the cover. So, alright Rex, you want to roll and see if we go on to turn 7? We do. We'll see you at the top of 7. Alright, during the top of 7, I took my one little Grey Hunter, moved him onto the objective, trucked that Razorback up to take that objective. Everything else just pretty much sat. I took the Long Fangs and was able to knock out 3 of the TAC Marines that were standing there. They passed their leadership test, and now we're on to the bottom of 7. Alright guys, we have finally made it to the bottom of 7. Rex was able to move and take those 2 objectives. He tried to take a pot shot with the one last autocannon dread and the Razorback, and was not able to get through the cover. So that leaves, I have 1, 2, and 3 objectives, 2 Rex's 2. That's a victory for Space Wolves. It's a good game. Come down. If it had ended on 5, it'd have been a tie up, and then on 6, it would have been tie up. And now just barely won 3-2 at 7. So, Rex, what do you think about the game?
That was a good game. It was close, and as usual, it all comes down to when the game ends. Sometimes objectives.
Yeah, and I think it was turn 2. Those plasma cannons just would not lay down, and when Arjack and a couple guys were able to stand up to some Terminators, that really some rolls kind of went my way there, and kind of helped influence the game for sure.
Terminators going off the librarians right when you ran them off. That was hard.
Yeah, that's rough. All right, well guys, I hope you enjoyed the Batrep, and check us out next time.